Hello.
Say hello to the camera.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Say your character name and your name.
Don't be shy.
I'm Comet, the druggie of the group, but in real life I'm not a druggie and I'm Comet.
My name is Hollywood.
What's your name?
I'm
Vixen. Radio Hall.
And namaste.
That's all she has to say.
I don't know what I'm saying.
Without makeup?
Without makeup, oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm not my
Oh
god.
yeah.
I'm Magistrate Elf from the North Pole. And getting ordered all my code.
I'm Cupid, and I'm the life of the team.
Hey, my name is Hollywood, and I'm the most famous reindeer of all. Sorry, honey. Whatever.
Hello, my name is Andres Londoño. I'm playing Dasher.
Hello, I'm Tiger. I'm the director of the show. I'm also the elf. Jolly. Welcome. Happy Christmas.
Reindeer rise. Hear ye, the proceedings are about to begin. Make way for Orkelben, the Magistrate of the North Pole.
Stop.
You're welcome to my court. Tonight we will witness testimonies from the 8 elite flying reindeer in this very serious case of Vixen, a treasured member of the team versus Santa Claus, also known as Kris Kringle, Father Christmas, and Saint Nicholas. Please listen very carefully to all testimonies and decide for yourself if Santa Claus is innocent or guilty in this most serious crime. Let the proceedings proceed. I call for Dasher.
Reindeers.
Dasher, enter the circle and speak the truth.
My name is Dasher. First reindeer. From day one. Number one from day one. I've been making the Christmas run longer than anyone, except Fat Boy himself. I've been the reindeer for as long as reindeer could fly. So I don't have to put up with this shit. One time, I was not the lead reindeer. One time. One foggy Christmas Eve. Yeah, right, whatever. I don't want to talk about it. One time, he was the lead reindeer. And what did it get him? And where am I? Right back at the front of the pack the very next year and every year since. So you want to tell me it was fog? Fine. I'm not challenging that. It was fog, and I don't want to talk about it anyway. All I'm saying is, fog, my reindeer ass. I've seen blizzards, and torrents of freezing rain, and sleet, and lightning on Christmas Eve. I've seen an ice tornado, jagged shards of ice, like glass whipping through the air like bullets. Blood all over our bodies from being cut up. And it's freezing cold, and the wind. And we were pulling too short because Blitzen and the faggot stayed home. They didn't want to go. Unsafe working conditions. My fuzzy ass, they were chicken shits. They knew it was bad. They knew something was going to go wrong. They had the funny feeling you get in your entrance where there's going to be an earthquake. Or you know something's just going to go down ugly. And it did. That was the year we lost, what's his name? The guy Hollywood replaced. Vixen's name.
Victor.
Victor!
You didn't even know him.
Victor. Do you want me to rip those antlers off?
No, come on. Keep going.
His hind leg got cut up real bad in this weird ice storm. And when he landed too heavy on one of those real steep gable roofs, he slipped. And his leg just snapped. Bone sliced right through an artery. He was gone before we even knew what happened. Fat boy just unhitched him. Left him on the rooftop. Said, boys, we've got a run to make. Ho, 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 ho. And we did. And there was Christmas. Thanks to the five of us, and thanks to Victor, there was Christmas. You see, he knew it was bad too. Victor knew something like this could happen, but he wasn't staying home, saying that's too dangerous. I've got a bad feeling. Nah. Every boy and girl on the face of this earth is counting on us to bring Christmas joy into their home. And we got no business sitting at the North Pole watching TV saying, glad I'm not out in that. I don't get paid for that. That is exactly what we get paid for. I can name you 50 flying reindeer right now who will run on a clear night with temperatures in the mid-30s. We are supposed to be the elite. The 8. There's a problem, we handle it. Fog? Ha! I will take the risk of flying headfirst into the side of a skyscraper that wasn't there last year. I've done it before. 3 times. And am I accusing someone else of un-Christmas-like behavior? No, I am not. My risk, my problem. And it doesn't matter anyway. Because I survived it. I'm still here. Still at the front, still running. This year, next year, and every year. So you all want to hear my story?
No.
Shut it! I don't know what happened. I don't know, and I don't want to know. So when I hear all this whining, when I see lawyers running around all over the fucking place, that's not Christmas. That's not Christmas! And that's not taking responsibility for your own, whatever, actions. Because we've got a responsibility. Suppose they do find out something. What if? What then? We hand it all over to the elves and walk away? Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't happy here. This shouldn't have happened. I quit. I'm sorry, Johnny and Janie and Jamal and 2 billion million other kids all over the world for whom Santa Claus is Christmas. I just wasn't happy here. So you can never be happy at Christmas again for as long as you live. What happened to Rudolph here is very, very, very tragic. But I want to say this about the kid. Even after all this, I know that if he could, he would jump right back in that harness again. Because that's what you do. That is what you do. And that's all I'm going to say to any of you about this. Dasher out.
Dasher.
Keep the claws.
Dasher! I command you to come back to my court!
Don't touch me.
Just sit down.
Move it along.
Thank you, Dasher, for your strength and your leadership. I call for Cupid. Cupid, enter the circle and tell us what you know.
Hi. Hi, I'm Cupid, the goddess of love.
You're a male.
Yes. I'm sorry. Did I say goddess? God of love, God. I never get that straight. Now, what kind of parent names their kid after the Roman god of pornography? Oh, it's no wonder I'm screwed up. I mean, how was I supposed to have a quote-unquote normal sexual development when my name is synonymous with romance? Oh, Cupid, make me quiver with your magic shot of love. You know how many times I've heard that in my life? And you know how many times I've said no? About half. In fact, you know who the first person was who ever said that to me? Mrs. Claus. Now that was sexual harassment. I hadn't even hit puberty yet. I had to go ask someone what she meant. You know why they call her Mrs. Claus? Rawr. No, really. Rawr. Oh, Santa. Oh, damn it, woman, I was gonna wear that shirt. Just something I overheard. That is one crazy couple. Some of the freakish shit they're into, even I wouldn't touch. So this whole thing really comes as no surprise to me. Some of the Santaphiles are skeptical, but I believe every word of it. That man has been a walking, talking, holy jolly sex crime waiting to happen for years now. You know how many tightening asses he's had across his lap? All of them! Every single one. He makes them stand in line. Have you been a good little boy or girl? Ho, ho, ho! What do you want Santa to give you for Christmas? Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy! How about a choo-choo train? How about a condom? Or some shark repellent? Or a rape kit? Just saying. Sometimes Santa just gives me the willies. Well, not me, personally. Santa would never give me his willy. And that is because he thinks I might enjoy it. Yeah, he would be wrong in that assumption. Being gay doesn't mean being utterly without class, taste, or discretion, au contraire. But I play into it because it keeps him away from me. Oh, Santa. Red fur again this season. Oh, that's so hot. You know how that makes me rot. The last thing I need is a jolly old elf coming down my chimney on Christmas Eve. That's why he likes to call it the jolly old elf. It's red and white. Did you know that? He had it tattooed. Little red outfit with white trim. Sound familiar? Sound familiar? When Santa gets a chubby, it looks just like him. Big Santa, little Santa, big Santa, little Santa. And they're both laughing quick. Oh, God. Now, I must repeat. I do not speak from first-hand experience, but I think I'm the only reindeer Santa hasn't tried to molest. Well, except my Dasher. He already has stick up his ass. Why is it that pedophiles are so homophobic? Oh, and why is it that homophobes think they're God's gift to gays? Oh yeah, you know I warned you, right? All my life I've been looking for a greasy, fat wife beater. Give me the... I'm okay. That's fine. He hates me. I don't know why he doesn't just fire me and get it over with. Well, I think it's because he likes to know where I am. He likes to know that I'm right there in the third row between Dahmer and Hollywood. Yeah. Just far enough away that I don't give him cuties, but still close enough for that way. Oh yeah, I love that way. And to tell the truth, I kind of like it too. Not is an everyday thing, mind you, but every once in a while it's nice. Oh, adds a little holiday spice to the season. It's the only thing Santa and I enjoy doing together. I'm Dasher, I'm Dancer, I'm Cupid, I'm Blitzen. I'm Comet, I'm Cupid. Vixen, what? Ouch. Oh my God. Well, the sadistic sale is such a waste. I mean, don't tell Kris Kringle this, but I'm not the only gay reindeer. I mean, what would be the point? If you're gay and nobody else is, then you're not really gay. You're a monk. No, that's a bad example. Well, you know what I mean. And I'm not the only gay reindeer. Actually, I'm not even the only one on the team. Yeah, but I am the only openly gay reindeer and I love it. Hollywood. You know, my dear friend Hollywood. Hollywood, that fame will go to my head. But trust me, it goes other places. See you tonight, honey. Now, if someone ever asks you why Cupid is gay, this is what you tell them. Oral sex. Ugh. Yes. Because until you have had a solid job from a full-grown reindeer buck, you've never been to heaven. Because those are nice, and I've had my share. So when a buck gives you a snap, goring you in the belly with his antlers, oh my God. Oh God, it's excruciating. Oh! 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 Oh my God. Oh, I'm sorry. Was I getting a bit body there? I'm sorry. After all, this is a family holiday, right? But then that's where we are. One big, beautiful, happy family with mommy and daddy and all the other children and everything that goes with it. Sibling rivalry and favoritism. Little petty quarrels that grow into the most loathsome hatreds. And dad is a workaholic. And mom is an alcoholic. A little brother's a sodomite. A little sister's a pornographer. Chemical dependencies and botched suicide attempts and repressed memories of sexual abuse and child molestation is spewing forth at the dinner table over turkey and cranberry sauce. And dad is a rapist, and mom is a vivisectionist, and they both want a divorce, but they stick together for the sake of the children. But the children don't want them together. The children don't want them at all. They don't want any of this. They just want to be far, far away from mommy and daddy and all the other children. But they stick together anyway. Through thick and thin, with big gift-wrapped presents at the family holidays and big blooming bouquets at the family funerals, and this is what Christmas is all about!
Are you okay? Are you okay? Sit down, you queen.
Shut up. I try not to let it get me down. I can't do this.
can always count on Cupid to keep things lively. I call for Prancer. Prancer, come into the circle and testify, please. You, Prancer.
They call me Hollywood. No press. Stop. No Prancer, okay? Spotlight. Oh, God.
1, 2, 3, yeah. The most. Yeah. Famous. Oh. Famous. Yeah. Reindeer of all. Thank you. Oh, God. Sounds great, I know. To borrow a line from Rudolph Little Jingle. I don't think you'll mind. Okay, I shouldn't speak ill of the brain dead.
That's mean.
I hate him. I mean, I don't hate him. I hate his movie. That claymation piece of crap just about ruin my career. Oh, God. Oh, God. Did you see? Oh, God, I hope no! I look terrible. Flanked out here. I mean, all of us look terrible though because we all look alike. Santa and his 8 tiny clown bears. You know why that is? Every last reindeer in that film looks the same. Not just the 8. Every reindeer in every scene, except Rudolph, of course. But all the rest of us look exactly like my friend Donner. The women look like Donner. I said this at the time, I said that those have antlers. You can't have those with antlers. And they said that's okay. Most people don't know there are girls on the team anyway. Yeah, sure. People don't know there are girls. And you find me a baby name book that lists Vixen. And their cute nickname for boys. Oh, God, putting antlers on that slot is like having a centerfold with a pop-up palace. Sprung. That's how I feel every time I see that movie. Sprung? What the hell am I looking at? Abominable snow monster! Island of misfit toys. Rudolph speaking without an interpreter. Continuity in the film industry just made me cringe. Like in my movie. Prancer was supposed to be based on a true story. But by the time they finished editing it looked like the little girl has saved my life. Can you fucking believe that? God, at least I wasn't made out Play-Doh on Bronco. I'm really happy with it. No, I'm happy. And I said, no fucking way. I said no. Because I want live action. Big budget. An original score by John Williams. And I want to play the role myself. Or I'm not signing anything. But you know what, yes. We almost got John Williams. He wanted to do it. But he had another commitment. Fucking Spielberg. So, I was telling you why Donner got the Rudolph deal. Not because he has the best profile. In order to gloss over his role in the fucking Christmas affair, Donner wants to make a movie of his version of what was, quite frankly, one of the most sordid events in North Pole history. So he made phone calls, write letters, and he gets his sleeves on the ass of every movie exec north of Anchorage for almost a year, until he finally lands a deal with that claymation company. Oh god, this outfit is so second grade that they go over budget from the deer from New York who played Rudolph. You know what? They aren't going to pay the rest of us. Well, I walk out. And I said, Santa, Donner, if you want me to sell my soul, you're gonna have to come up with the cash because I only do charity work once a year. And everyone else went with me. I think that's why every deer in that film bears a strange resemblance to Rudolph Daddy. And also, they didn't even ask me to sign a release to use my name! God! So, this year, my agents get an injunction to keep them from airing it. No, I'm not trying to be vindictive, right? That's not me. It's just that it hurt the distribution of my movie. Really? Rental of Prancer go down during the holiday season because when the networks air Rudolph. I think that's one reason why I didn't get an Oscar nomination. The Rudolph movie. Oh God. Racism in the film industry. No deer has ever been nominated for an Academy Award. Are you gonna tell me Bambi didn't deserve an Oscar? My God! When, sorry. When his mother died, I just wept. Of course, that was an animation. But my movie, really, my movie, live action, feature length, all-star cast, and I did my own stunts. And what did it get? Hello, Motion Picture Academy! Were you asleep during the Broken Leg scene? Broken Leg scene. Oh, God! Oh. Snow-covered highway. Cold winter night. Samelia coming at me with a loaded shotgun and... Oh, God! Oh! Stop. No! No! I'll keep that deer an Oscar, my God! Stop. I'm looking at treatments now. First thing, but it's tough because there's so much crap out there. Okay, look at this.
How's this relevant?
Listen up. Answer 2. Opening sequence. Nighttime. Christmas Eve. Winter. 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 Now there's an innovation, right? I've got this Christmas Eve story and hey! What a great idea! Let's set it in winter! Who the fuck wrote this, huh? Prancer gets separated from Santa and become lost in a forest. What is this? Lost in a fucking forest? Why don't I just fly up over the trees and see where I am?
Hollywood, I can't see the point of your testimony, please.
It's my time.
There is no point.
This is not a casting.
He arrives in the yard of an orphanage? I'm not working with kids again. It's absolutely true what they say about working with kids and animals. They steal every fucking scene, every fucking time. But now, I do it because I have an uncanny natural sense of cinematic. But children do it because they are obnoxious and self-centered. Oh God, I hate children. But all of these ideas are like this. Kids and deer. Deer and kids. Kids and deer.
Hollywood, your time is...
And winter!
You know what? Take this on. You know what? What about this, huh? What about this? Yeah. Feel it. Yeah. What about Schwarzenegger? Huh? Prancer, Bobby. I no play Santa. I play myself. We set it in the year 2075. Cuban mafia cyborgs have taken over the North Pole using virtual reality elf doppelgangers. Right, yeah. Arnold and I go down to Miami to kick some tails. We uncover a plot to explore nuclear weapons, and soon we are running to crooked cops and robot assassins by European drug cartel of end of the world domination. Lots of locations, lots of stands, special effects. It's slotted for summer release in the United States, and we are talking about blockbuster. Because there's not a man, a woman, or a child who won't pay $12 bucks. Okay. Who won't pay $12 bucks to see that? You know what? I probably have to write it myself. But now, with this fucking Vixen thing, I don't know what's gonna happen. Because if she sells her story to a cable network, it's going to undercut anything I do this year.
This is so loud.
Oh my god.
We all have stories. Most of us have the courtesy not to share them with the wrong people at the wrong time when someone else's career is on the line.
Now there's a wait.
But the only thing we don't all have is talent.
Oh, God.
Yeah! And that's when she's made her big mistake.
Oh, really?
Yeah! Because 6 months from now, when HBO starts filming the Vixen story, bullying and harassment, yeah. See if they ask her to play herself. Oh, sorry.
Definitely.
See if they ask her to play herself in the movie. This little uproar is going to get her nowhere. Which is why I'm not cooperating with this investigation. Because there are things I know. And also there are things I don't know. But I have nothing to gain by Vixen little tell old kid. You know what? Until I do. I mean, you can cry all you want. Don't touch me. You can cry all you want. Oh, sorry. And I almost forgot. This Friday, 8 o'clock. NBC. Hollywood goes to Hollywood. The making of Prancer. Wonderful behind-the-scenes footage. Don't miss it.
Yeah, be sure to tune in.
Thank you.
There's no amount of drugs to forget that.
Thank you.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
Hollywood. Such a lesson in humility. I call for Blitzen. Blitzen into the circle and shares your knowledge.
Go get him, go.
Namaste. 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 The sleigh ride is over. It looks like Santa Claus has finally gone too far. Sure, he's acting surprised and confused and hurt by the allegations. That doesn't mean he's innocent. It means he's crossed that line so many times that he's forgotten his wrong. He didn't know he could go too far. After all, hasn't the jolly old elf brought joy to generations of boys and girls the world over?
Yes.
Well, I hate to break this news to you, but it isn't joy that made those children stop believing in Santa Claus when they hit adolescence. It's fear. many times have we heard it? There is no Santa Claus. Mommy and Daddy bring us the presents and stuff for stockings and drink up the rum and the cookies that we leave for Santa. It's not because they're growing up. It's because they're in the first stages of severe repression. Ask them, where do all the presents come from? Daddy hides them in the attic. How does he know what to bring you? Mommy opened my letters to Santa Claus down. How come the radio station say they've spotted 8 tiny radar blips coming from the North Pole? A hoax. An incredible hoax. Well, any psychiatrist will tell you this kind of irrational denial only comes in the face of a reality too horrible to even think about. The reality that a jolly fat purple is coming to town. It's better to believe that your own mother is committing a federal crime than to believe in a grotesque libidinous stroll of a man who knows where you're sleeping, knows where you wake, knows how to get into your house, into your room, and knows that no matter what he does to you, you won't tell. Because no one in the world would believe you if it's your word against his. Molested by the man who brought you that nice doll you always wanted. You better watch out, or he'll think you're a bad little girl. And next year, you'll get cold in your stocking.
You are getting cold.
So they don't say anything. And they try to convince that it didn't happen. It didn't happen. But that doll ends up broken by dinner time on Christmas Day. And children cry on the happiest day of the year. It's all becoming clear now, isn't it? And the rape of Vixen is going to be the turning point on his legacy of perversion. Because you can talk about good deeds and tradition and Santa's work with children and his merry disposition and he seems like such a nice fella till your face turns blue. And none of that. Excuse me. Answer this one question. Why would Vixen lie? What does she have to gain? She's one of the 8 highest ranking reindeer in the world. Of course. She has sacrificed her family, her husband Victor to this job. Shut up. And now, all of a sudden, she's going to put her career on the line. Not even on the line. She's throwing it away. The conservative press will make sure she never works again. She's thrown her career away. For what? A prank? PMS? No. She's standing up to him. Because what Santa Claus did to her is wrong, and the world needs to know it. A reindeer has a right to her own body. Why are we treated like livestock? Why do we make the Christmas run wearing nothing but leather straps and jingle bells? It's not how we dress in everyday life. Why can we walk through herds of bugs during mating season without feeling like a piece of venison?
Definitely there.
Of course. Why? When I'm being harnessed as a slave, or the toy maker elves trying to fill me up. They don't have hormones. They don't even have penises. They do it because they've seen Santa do it. They think it's cool. And it's not just him. Why do some people send me fan mail that it's so obscene it should just said, "Dear Blitz's vagina," because they're not talking to me? Why? Santa Claus has to be punished Because that will tell the world that when a doll says no, it means no. And when she says wait, it means no. And when she says nothing at all, it means no. And when she says yes,
Yes.
no. This year she's saying no. No to Santa Claus, no to Christmas, no to pretending like nothing happened. Oh, nothing happened. This Christmas Eve, if Santa Claus is sitting there in that sleigh full of toys, then it is not going up. I will not fly. Cupid will not fly. Vixen will not fly. Dasher can pull the damn thing by himself if he wants to.
I'll pull it with him.
Oh, you know. But the rest of us will not be in the front of it. And it's going to be a sorry Christmas morning for anyone who thinks this kind of thing can just be overlooked. Yes, I'm angry. If I had been the one he cornered into that toy shop, I would have put him right in the jolly old elf. He'd be in a field tape tub. If it were me, and I still think that's a viable option, little Claus would be a lot easier to work with on those cold winter nights. So yes, there will be criminal charges. And they're talking about the institution of Santa Claus. An institution doesn't feel. An institution doesn't suffer. An institution doesn't have to look in the mirror and see how pain has changed the victim's face. The victim does. And no matter how much good Santa Claus has done in the world, and it's not as much as you think, there are still third world countries we don't visit. And why is that? Because it cuts costs. Nobody cares if Santa doesn't visit Cambodia, Pakistan, Black South Africa, Colombia. Oh, but send in the UN troops and he'll be there in a heartbeat. CNN! No matter how much good Santa Claus has done in the world, it does not justify ruining anyone's life. And if you still think I'm overreacting because I'm a woman, then go ask Vixen. No, actually don't. Go ask Rudolph. Oh, wow. He won't tell you what caused his relapse. But you can look at him standing there in his padded cell, mumbling to his invisible friends, babbling about mistletoe and penises and crying. And tell me Claus shouldn't be stopped. So, if we can't make the holidays safe for the children, then no. I don't care if we ever have Christmas again. Boom!
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. You were amazing. Go, you did. Sit down.
Thank you, Blitzen. Your sentiments have been noted. I call for comment. Comment, enter the circle. If you can stand.
Here's your pipe.
You got something on your nose.
I know. No. Saint Nicholas saved my life. He saved my life. When I was a young buck, I fell in with a bad crowd. Hell scared. Meanest ones in the northern hemisphere. Bar none. We'd go out drinking every night, getting in fights, knocking our igloos. One time an Eskimo called us herbivores. We sank his kayak. Back then, I used to have this tattoo on my shoulder of a flaming deer skull with a fiery tail, like a comet. And that's how I got my nickname. Comet?
Skull!
I don't have it anymore. I had it branded over. Now it is a snow cone. Hey, you wanna lick it?
You're gonna smell it.
Saint Nick helped me put those days behind me. And you see, when you hear stories of young deer gone bad, that was me. We would roam the range looking for trouble. There isn't much trouble on the range, though. So one winter night,
We went into the city. We were high on cocaine, flying between buildings, zooming low over the traffic. City people think they're tough, but they lose their shit when they see flying reindeer coming at their windshield. Let me tell you, you don't know the meaning of the word tough until you've carved your name into a brick wall using nothing but the bones on your head and a shot of gin for an aesthetic. And then we tried to rob a liquor store. By this time, I was so blind-wasted, I didn't know what I was doing. It could have been the coke and the fifth of gin I had, but I think it was that bad marijuana. You see, none of us had smoked pot before, and we wanted to try it. Smoking it, I mean, we were no strangers to the evil weed, but out in the wild, you just eating up the bush. So this rolling up in paper and burning thing was a novelty. It sounded like fun. And so we beat up a couple of junkies. And they must have had some bad shit. Because when I walked into that liquor store, all of a sudden these fireworks went off. And while I'm standing there, staring at the pretty colors, the shopkeeper blasted me with the 22 he kept under the counter. They turned me into the animal shelter. I couldn't do nothing. I was still delirious. They thought I was rabid. They were going to put me down. But someone had heard about St. Nick work with Trouble Deer. So they called him in, he took me out of there, and he turned my life around. He gave me a job, helped me straighten out, and now every time I read about these young bucks, guard to death in gang fights, or getting drunk and stepping in front of a pickup, I think that could have been me. That was me. And the only thing that's kept me from just being another roadkill, just another nameless face in somebody's trophy room wall, is St. Nicholas. And there's no one here who can't say the same. Ask them. You, ask Dasher. Or you, ask Dancer. Ask Prancer where his career would be without the A at the top of his resume. Or ask Cupid. Ask Cupid what he was doing before the Gringos took him in. Ask him if he'd like to go back. Would you? Fuck you.
Would you?
Fuck it.
Yeah.
They'll tell you none of this matters. But it does. It all matters because Saint Nick has built his life on helping others. And that makes this accusation such a travesty. You all listen to Blitzen's feminist ranting, and she wants you to forget that this is the man who established the first reindeer team in the world to admit does and bucks on an equal basis. You all want to talk about sexual harassment? Talk to the elves. They were tower boys in an Irish brothel when Saint Nick found them. He took them out of there and set up the toy maker apprenticeship program so they could retrain, learn skills they could use. He sponsors Big Brothers, Big Sisters of America, UNICEF, the Special Olympics, all of this and the Christmas run. And when you hear what they're saying about Vixen, or the latest version of the Rudolph story, it just doesn't sound like the same man. Because it's not. It's two different men. One of them is alive, and the other is the real Saint Nick.
The purple one.
Rudolph. Like his nose. Rudolph was just a poor, deformed, retarded little reindeer bug, and St. Nick gave him the chance to be somebody. He showed him that someone had faith in him when no one else did, not even his own father. And no, he didn't really lead the team. But I don't see how you can interpret that as some sort of conspiracy that years later has caused him to suddenly lapse into a catatonic stupor. When the ghost bunkers take St. Nick's generosity toward Rudolph and turn it into something warped and perverted, it just makes me angry! How can they do that? It doesn't make any sense! Or maybe it makes perfect sense. Maybe we should be asking Vixen what really happened to Rudolph. After all, who's it that's really pushing these perverted accusations? The perverts. Vixen, Blitzen, and Cupid. The two lesbians and the fag. Yeah? Some people don't want to believe they're lesbians, but they are. Have you seen the way they look at each other like they know something the rest of us don't? Well, you don't have to believe me. At the very least, they're all three bisexual. And they won't be happy until the whole world is bisexual.
Wanna try?
Even if that means smearing the reputation of the one man who stands for right and good in the world, and peace on earth, and family values. And that's why I call them perverts. Because I'm not the one to judge anyone's lifestyle, no. But ruining a person's good name just to serve your own political agenda, that's warped. It's more than warped. It's unfathomable. And it's not just only in the Christmas spirit. Seriously, I shouldn't even let it upset me. I wish I could just sit back and laugh it off. Oh, go. St. Nicholas did what? Oh, go. You're joking. Oh. But that's why I'm not laughing. Because they're serious. They're dead serious. They think they're going to get somewhere with these charges. They think they're going to do the world a favor and get rid of St. Nicholas. Well, let me tell you something. It won't be the first time. The world is full of crazies. It's like every Christmas there's something new, like some mother claiming he's molested her child because she doesn't want to admit it might be her husband or her new boyfriend. Or razor blades in their stockings, or someone pissing down their chimneys. No, nothing has ever been proved. So I guess being a living saint may be a perfect time for this kind of thing. But what scares me about this time, this thing with Vixen, is that some people listen to them. No. What scares me is that some people believe them, that they lend them any kind of credibility, that they just don't walk out of the room when someone starts talking about it. Back in the 50s, if someone had said she was raped by St. Nicholas, no one would have believed her. No one would have listened to her. She would be the one brought up on charges. But now, the fact that people are even listening scares the hell out of me. The fact that I'm being asked these questions at all, the fact that people want to know the truth, scares the hell out of me. Did really St. Nicholas sexually assault one of the reindeer? How can you ask me that? How can you even think it? You know the answer. He is a good man. They didn't make him a saint for his looks. No.
No way.
I mean, I don't want to be disrespectful, but Joan of Arc or St. Patrick, glamour saints. But the Catholic Church did not elect Nicholas to sainthood because he was glamourosy. No, they did it because behind that powerful jelly is a heart of gold. Well, behind it, I'm a little. And if he's not perfect, if he's overweight and out of shape, if he drinks a little, it's because he's under a lot of pressure all the time. And not just on Christmas Eve. It's because he doesn't spend his money on health club memberships and personal trainers. It's because he's not in the company gym every day playing racquetball between meetings like some of these lawyers. And if he doesn't always put the reindeer demands at the top of his priority list, it's because there are higher priorities. Saint Nick wasn't put on this earth to make the 8 of us happy. No, he wants to make the whole world happy. And if he can only do that one day out of the year, it's because of people like this, like Vixen, like Blitzen, like Cupid. It's because of these journalists who care more about news that sells than news that's true. It's because of these lawyers who will courageously fly in the face of tradition if there's money in it for them. And it's because of people all over the world watching their televisions in morbid fascination. Thank you, Prancer. Who don't have the moral fortitude it takes to change the channel. Who don't have the strength of character to say, no, I will not listen. No, I won't be a party to this. No, this is not happening. No!
Please.
Saint Nicholas!
What's your like my
This is why. Nothing to say about him, definitely. I call for dancer. Dancer into the circle. Tell us what you know.
This is my favourite Santa Claus story. When I first came up here, after I was offered this position, I had no idea this was a Christmas-related job. I didn't. And I'm looking over my contract, which of course said we'd made this run on the 24th, yeah? And I'm looking at my contract and I said, what about vacation days? And he said, you only work one day a year, you don't get vacation days. And I said, what about sick days and maternity leave? And he said, you don't get sick days either. And I said, what happens if I'm sick on the 24th? Well, I'm pregnant. And he kind of turned a little red. And he said, you will work the 24th in sickness and in health, and if you want this job, you will not give birth on or around the 24th. And I thought, well, that's a bit fascist. Well, I saw he was getting a little lot around the collar, so I said, okay, fine. But secretly, I was thinking, we'll just wait and see. If I come in here, barfing my lungs out on the 24th, this guy's not going to make me strap on harness and fly around the world. He's got clients waiting all year round for him to make one delivery. Who's going to notice if it's postponed a day or two? Yeah, so I'm thinking it over, okay. No sick days, no vacation days, but it's only once a year. And I'm looking at my calendar, and suddenly, in a moment of brilliance, I realised that this is during the holidays. So I said, so Mr. Claus, is this scheduled for some time around the 24th most of the time? And he said, no, it's scheduled for exactly the 24th all the time. I said, well, not every year. He said, yes, every fucking year. What? I was getting a bit pissed off now. So I said, excuse me, Mr. Claus, but what happens when it falls during Hanukkah? Yeah? And I thought this was a reasonable question because most businesses will give you time off to spend Hanukkah with your family. But he just started laughing. That annoying laugh. Yeah. And he said, Dancer, one of my reindeer is a practicing Muslim. Most of them are devout agnostics. But on the 24th, you are all Unitarians. Because on Christmas Eve, I need Christmas deer to deliver Christmas toys for Christmas Day. Yeah, oh God! I was embarrassed. Yeah, I was. And comment, oh yeah, he was a practicing Muslim at the time, weren't he? He just converted to Islam that year.
I'm a Buddhist now.
He's a Buddhist now. But that summer he made his pilgrimage to Mecca. And instead of having this great religious experience, he was completely self-conscious the whole time because he was the only reindeer there. And when people started asking him what he did for a living, he was afraid to admit he flew Christmas toys to the little infidel girls and boys. So you had to go out, didn't you? Oh God. But yeah, I guess I really have no complaints. Yeah. Santa's always been pretty good to me. But I've been here a long time now. Yeah, I've been here as long as some of them, like Dasher or Vixen. But I was here before Hollywood came along, and I was here way before Donna and Rudolph. But I guess we don't count Rudolph, do we? But I was thinking, if Vixen leaves, Blitzen and Cupid go on strike, that means I'll be one of the senior deer. I was wondering, yeah, if that means I might get a pay rise. Yeah? Pay rise, because when someone's raped on the job, that's a hazardous work environment. I mean, you wouldn't see that happening if I worked in a bank. At least not during working hours. Well, I don't know, maybe you would. I've never worked in a bank. I was in a zoo once. But the hours are long and the pay is peanuts. Peanuts, yo. Do you get it? It's a joke. Don't worry about it. I've never been in a zoo, alright? I've never been in a zoo. I went to one once. But, it's just too degrading. I just don't know how those animals can do it. They walk around stark naked and people take pictures. And some of them, and I don't want to sound anti-Simian, but it is mostly the primates, will stand there and play with themselves in broad daylight. And they don't even get tips! Apparently zookeepers don't like people throwing money in cages, yeah. So, I guess, if you get paid, it's pornography, and if you just get exploited, it's family entertainment! No! Oh, do you know what? They say Cupid. You were a zoo baby. Yeah, and I think that's why he's like he is.
They don't care.
That has got to be a scarring experience for a young fawn. Or any child, for that matter. You know, I just don't understand people. I don't understand. People will complain about gratuitous sex and violence on television and the movies, and then they'll turn around and take their children to a rodeo or a petting zoo. I just don't get it. If Vixen, I'm sorry, I don't need to change the subject, but if Vixen and Cupid go on strike, I can't. I just can't. I can't participate, or I'm sorry, I can't do it because I need this job. I used to be a ballet instructor, and I can't go back to that. You see, there was this movement, and this was way before your time. Oh yeah, way before. A fundamentalist religious movement where they were saying that reindeer shouldn't ballet. It was really weird. And there were all these people giving sermons and talking about it like a dancing deer was a sign of the apocalypse or something. I mean, it's not like we were doing modern dance, this was classical ballet. And we, you know, we just didn't know why this was happening. And deer were beaten to death for wearing tights for a tutu. And we didn't know who to trust. Because some of the leaders of the movement at the time were reindeer. Yeah. They burnt my studio down. And I just had to get out. I just couldn't dance anymore, and now nobody does. And that's why you've never seen a reindeer ballet. And it's tragic, it's really tragic. Because some of the best dancers at the time were reindeer. Because dancing, it just comes naturally to a deer. Dancing on point, taking breathtaking leaps. When you see a reindeer, pardon, doe, get it? No, it's just a joke, don't worry about it. They can leap over each other's heads. And of course, some of the intricate tail work, it's just gone from the repertoire. Baryshnikov still teaches tail work, but it's just not the same. No, it's not the same. They used to say you had never lived until you've seen a beautiful rainbow dancer, nutcracker sweet, with a flying stag in tights. Oh, you know, I guess nobody lives anymore.
Thank you.
If I I'm sorry to change the subject again, but if I don't join the strike, it's not because I don't believe Vixen. That day, well, I guess Blitzen saw her right afterwards. Vixen wouldn't say anything. But if you'd seen her, you'd know. Something happened. Or maybe he would, I don't know, maybe he wouldn't. But maybe he wouldn't, I don't know. And then I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I can't. That day, and she wouldn't say anything, and I'm sorry, I can't participate in this strike. You see, that day when I came into the toy shop, I thought I heard some strange sounds. What? I did hear some strange sounds, I'm sorry, I did! And I didn't think anything of it, really, because I've heard strange sounds coming out of the toy shop before. And I just figured it was Santa. You know, Santa. Fighting with Mrs. Claus again. You know, because they fight all the time. You know, especially if she's been drinking. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, she's just nasty to him. Nasty, and that's why I don't go to the office Christmas party anymore. I say it's because I try to keep kosher, but really, it's because she's always there. And it's awkward anyway, because she's the only one that isn't actually involved in the Christmas run. So, she doesn't make the toys, she doesn't wrap the presents, she's just Santa's wife. Yeah, so she goes to the party. And when she's had too much to drink, which doesn't take long, because she usually gets started before we even get back, she starts tossing elves around the room, doesn't she? She tries to drown him in the punch bowl. I mean, I don't know why she hates the elf so much. And she hates Rudolph too, and she doesn't like me either. I mean, she hates me. Oh, but she does like you, doesn't she?
Oh, yeah.
She does, yeah. She doesn't hate everyone. And I don't know why, because you always insult her to her face, don't you?
No.
Yeah, one time you said the only thing the clauses have in common were alcoholism, venereal disease, and snowy white bears. Oh, God, that's fun. I think she likes some of the bucks, too. Yeah? She likes, Comet, don't she?
Wow.
And Dasher. When I'm sorry to change the subject again, but when I first came up here, I was getting ready to do a trial run. And my sleigh bells, they weren't fitting properly, no, so I went into the toy shop to get another set. And Santa came. He came in after me. And he said he wanted to help me try them on. And I said I didn't need any help, thank you. But he just, I don't know. And then Dasher, Dasher, he came in and he said what beautiful toys we have that year. And Santa told him to go away. But Dasher just stood there looking at him, saying what beautiful toys we have. They seem so very fragile over and over and over and over. Until Santa left. Yeah. I wish I could dance again, you know. I wish I could dance again. Oh,
Dance.
where am I?
Here, honey.
Where?
Here. Hey. Are you okay? I have no idea.
I'm sorry.
It will be lovely to see you dance again, dancer. I call for Donna. Donna, enter the circle and speak your mind.
Okay. I need y'all to listen to me now. Y'all listen to me real good, make this fast, because I gotta pee. Now, I only wanted Rudolph to have more than I did. You gotta understand me, y'all. Y'all gotta understand me. I was a nothing. A no deal. I was never gonna pull Santa's sleigh. Come on now. I have a bad back. I'm not a strong flyer, and I smoke. I was an unemployed herd there. In fact, once word gets around that you can't handle herd work, that's it, that's your ass. You're done. So when the vets came to me and told me my son was going to be born like he was, with the horrible disfigured face that no doe would ever love, have a mind of a child all his life, then they said Rudolph wouldn't even walk without no damn crutches. And that wasn't it, y'all. Then the vets told me that me and my mates shouldn't even have no more children because all of them going to be like that. When we found that out, Corey was terribly upset. And that killed me, y'all. That changed everything. You see, every parent got dreams for their child. Dreams that ain't gonna never happen. Maybe their son gonna be the president of the United States. Maybe their daughter be the president's wife. Who knows? Crazy outlandish dreams, y'all. And sometimes when your life was where mine was, the only thing that keeps you going is the hopes and dreams that they'll be better off than you are. That crazy parental optimism is what keeps you going on through the bad times when it's just a struggle to put that damn feet on the table. Because you know that if you never amount to anything, At least your offspring got a world of possibilities out there before them. And yes, it's worth living another day to see what they do with it. But Rudolph, my son, guess what he had? Rudolph ain't have shit. He ain't have nothing. There was no open country stretched before him alive with promise. Only closed doors. And look, I'm gonna explain something to y'all. Y'all listen. Our whole culture is based on natural athleticism. A deer who can't jump, dance, pull a sleigh, or run, or just stand there and look sexy in leather and sleigh bells is better off dead. If Rudolph was a domestic deer, they would have shot his ass. Put him out of his damn misery. Because the only future he ever had was a burden to his own family, who were already overburdened as it was. And y'all gotta see what I'm talking about. Y'all gotta see what I'm talking about now. These Britons, they got the Queen. Americans, they got the Beatles. And Reindeer, guess what we got? We got the 8. Shit. I remember back before I joined the team, Victor was making an appearance at the benefit. I said, hey Vic, let me get your autograph, Buck. Man, he was cool. But you know what he did? He misspelled my damn name. And that was my most prized possession for many years. And when Vic died, rest in peace, Vic, guess what I did with it? I sold it. Yeah, I sold it. I needed that damn money. 2 months of back rent. Hell yeah. Damn, whoever got that now got one hell of a collector's item. But that's enough of that, y'all. Enough of that. It wasn't for Rudolph to just fly with the 8, but for him to lead the damn team. Something that Dasher had ever done. Dasher, who's like a superhero to most reindeer. Dasher. Now y'all listen. Who flew head first into them damn World Trade Centers, fell out his damn harness, then plummeted 60 damn stories, then got his ass back up and led the team on the fastest Christmas run on record. Dasher. And Rudolph. Keep it up, son. Keep it up. Now look, I ain't making no excuses. When Rudolph was coming to me, telling me that Santa was hanging around, walking him home from school, giving him gifts, I knew what was going on. I ain't stupid. Then when Rudolph stopped telling me and was crying about it, I knew what had happened. I know this. I'm old. And yeah, I could have prevented it. I could have prevented it. I'm his father. Yes, I know. But you never want to believe something like that will happen to your own family until it does. We didn't let Rudolph go out anymore. Rudolph, keep your ass at home, boy. And we knew Santa fat ass stayed outside and waited on him. But Rudolph kept his ass inside. And me and Corey, we stayed in and we prayed that everything was all over. But when Santa Claus, the most powerful man in the world, come into your house and ask for your son, what you supposed to do?
Say no.
You're damn right I did. I did something no one else had ever done before. And many have done it since then. And they still go around and they bragging about it. But before that day, no one, no deer, no elf, nobody had ever said no to Santa Claus. I said no to Santa Claus. He was shocked. My dough fainted. Then he offered me money, gifts, reindeer things. Hell no, Santa, I don't want that shit. Then he tried to get me with this. Hey, Donna, look, I got a spot for you on the team. Like, Donna? Me? An unemployed herd there from Fairbanks who's struggling with everything in life? Gonna be one of the 8 most important reindeer in the world? One of the victors? The Comets? The Dashers? Hell no, Santa, I don't believe that shit. But then, this is how he got me, y'all. He got me right here. And he come up to me, he said, hey, Donald, I got a place for your son Rudolph on the team. Now, Rudolph, who ain't gonna be nothing, who can't even aspire to be the miserable fairy that his father was, gonna do something that most deer can't even dream of. Rudolph, who'll be better off dead than born, and for the first time in his life gonna have power and prestige. And as ugly as he is, he's never gonna have to want for love or affection, Rudolph. Well, shit. Being a red-nosed reindeer might not be so bad after all. Might be something to be proud of. People might write songs about it. Well, hell yeah, Santa, take his ass, Santa, get him. And yes, I heard his screams from the next room, and I heard his tears for years to come. But he never did cry again for love, loneliness, humiliation, and hunger. Only from fear and pain. And eventually, after Santa stopped fucking with him, he didn't even cry after that. My son is strong. But yeah, damn, those were the good years. And now everybody come to meet Donna, and they say, Donna, how you gonna still work for Santa Claus after what he did to your family and to many others? Well, those many others, they on their own. I made him pay me. I made him pay Rudolph. And I make him pay anytime anybody else tells him no. And y'all gotta understand too, I had to pay as well. I had to pay with my son, with my mate who left me, and with my honor and my self-respect. And now that all of this is behind us, at least that it should be, I'm paying with my son again. My son, who sits and stares, and I don't know why, y'all. I don't know why. My son who sits and stares and sings obscene Christmas carols and don't even hear me when I speak to him. And I don't know why. Because he won't tell me what's wrong. And I can't ask him what's wrong because, y'all, I don't know why. And then they keep coming to me. Donna, why, Donna? I said I don't know why. Why, Donna? And they keep asking me, y'all, I'm done with this. I gotta pee. I'm done.
Do you know anything at all, Donna?
Hurry up. No, I gotta pee. Hurry.
Okay. Now, the moment we have been waiting for, the lady of the hour. I call for Vixen. Vixen into the circle and bear all.
Take your time, hon.
Thank you.
Take your time.
Yes, it's me, Vixen. You've all heard so much about me, you probably feel as though you know me already, right? Well, you don't. You don't know what it's like to be the world's most famous victim. You don't know what it's like to have your name used as a political rallying cry. Remember Vixen? I don't want to be remembered for this. You don't know what it's like to have your sexual history investigated and probed and researched and examined and the results scored and tabulated and published in all the newspapers, in the entertainment section, right under what happened in your favourite soaps. You don't know what it's like to have a USA Today phone-in poll to decide whether you are A, just another helpless female, or B, the wench who stole Christmas. You don't know what it's like to have your gynecologist, interviewed by Anderson Cooper. So, tell me, does she have the kind of vagina this would happen to, you know? Or does she have the kind of vagina that's just asking for trouble? You don't know what it's like to be asked, were you really raped? Or were you just trying to get back at Santa because he was mean to you? Were you really raped? Or were you just looking for a bit of attention? Was I raped? Or was I trying to get back at Santa? Was I raped or was I looking for attention? Trust me, I have never in my life had to try this hard to get affection. Call it a knack.
I remember I was at this Playboy benefit thing at the mansion one year and Hef asked me to do a photo spread for the December issue. Now that got everybody's attention. And I didn't even have to take my clothes off. Oh no. I wore what we wear every single year. But with black leather. And spikes instead of sleigh bells. I was hot, yeah. Stop. That caused a scandal. Oh my god. You'd have thought I'd slept with the entire hockey team the way everyone was going on about it, talking about it. Mrs. Claus wanted me fired. Of course. No, actually, she wanted me stuffed and mounted, if I recall correctly. Willing to settle for having me fired. Branded with a scarlet A. I think she was just jealous because she doesn't look good in a black leather harness with spikes. Doesn't look good in gold body paint and pasties either, but that's what she wore to the Christmas party last year. Yeah, do you remember? Naked, gold body paint, 2 pasties, and an elf tied to her crotch like a fig leaf. A screaming, terrified fig leaf. She staggers into this place, and you know she's already pissed off her mind because, well, after the first pint of bourbon, her creative juices get a little sloppy. Staggers in here, blind drunk. Guess what I am? And the elf screaming, ah! You're a holiday fruitcake, honey, is what Cupid said. And she spends the rest of the evening hanging off all the bugs. If I was a holiday fruitcake, would you eat me for Christmas? And this is the same woman, remember, who wanted me fired for moral turpitude. Yeah. No, you know, promiscuity is absolutely fine as long as it's humiliating, disgusting, and ultimately futile. Yeah. Great lesson, isn't it? Remember, girls, a woman is only a slut as long as she meets with some degree of success. Anyway, after Playboy, Santa Claus did not have me fired, as everyone would have wished. Oh no. Instead, he offered me cunnilingus. Such a tasteful man. I told him I thought his wife was the one who needed a good tongue lashing, pistol whipping, or to be left for dead the next time we find a pissed face down in the tramway. It's hard for me to like a woman who likes taxidermy, come on. But then, this isn't about her, is it? Oh no. This is all about moi. Am I telling the truth? Or am I a lying vixen? Did I seduce Santa with my reindeer wiles? And blackmail him into getting better working conditions? Did I lure him into the toy shop and force him to make buttons? Sadistic love. Is that what happened? And what on earth did I do to Rudolph? What kind of animal am I? Well, let's get to the bottom of it, shall we? Let's find out right now what on earth is going on. Vixen, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes, absolutely. Don't believe in God, but sure. Santa Claus believes in God. Well, God's been very good to Santa Claus, hasn't he? So you do understand that if it comes to your word against his, we will have to believe him. Of course. I mean, if Santa Claus were to lie, something horrible might happen to him, right? He might be struck by lightning. Too bad God doesn't have the same policy for sex offenders. Vixen, have you ever been arrested for possession of a controlled substance? Yes. Have you ever had sexual relations with someone other than your husband? After he died? Absolutely. Since the death of your husband, then, Vixen, how many times have you had sexual intercourse? More than once. What about women? Have you ever had sexual intercourse with women? Are you going to ask me if yours is attacked? We need to establish your character first. What about Santa Claus's character? Oh, his character is beyond question. Until a few days ago, so was mine. Okay, let's remember that. Vixen, please answer this question. Have you ever had sexual relations with a woman? Yes, I have. Loved it. Have you ever had sexual relations with more than one person at the same time? Yes, I recommend it. Have you ever had sexual relations, with that hockey team? Not all of them. So how many members of the hockey team did you actually have sex with? Why? For the love of God. Why? Are you asking me these stupid bloody questions? You want to crucify me? Let's get straight to the good stuff. Did I know that Santa Claus had sexual fantasies about me? Yes, I did. Did I let that prevent me from dressing in a provocative manner in his presence? No, I did not. Did I know that he had one of my Playboy pin-ups in his office right over his desk? Yes, I did. Did I know that he used it to wank off? Yes, I did. Did I know that reindeer who had entered the toy shop office during these sessions had been groped and molested? Did I know that still further of these reindeer had been rumoured to have been raped and sodomised? Yeah. I knew. I knew all along. Did I know that Santa was in one of these sessions when I walked into his toy shop that day? Did I know what he had in mind for me when he walked out of his office? When he took his whip down from the wall? When he stood between me and the doorway? When he... Did I know that if I didn't kick him in the face and run screaming from that office right then I never would? Yes, I did. I deserved it. I deserved to get raped. Why doesn't somebody just fuck me right now, I was bloody asking for it, wasn't I? You know, I should just probably never go near the toy shop any time Santa's feeling aroused, right? You know, it's the only sensible thing to do, guys. Anyone else who doesn't is asking to get fucked. We should just not go anywhere near the toy shop, actually nowhere near the North Pole any time. That Santa might be a teeny little bit horny, you know. It's the only sensible thing to do. You go near there, you're going to get it up the arse. Let's just not be on the planet any time he's turned on. Anyone who doesn't is asking to get fucked, aren't they? So I'm moving to Florida.
What?
Always hated the cold here.
Why not LA?
I will not be pressing charges. No one's going to believe me. My only witness is a little red-nosed reindeer who's in catatonic shock because he walked in and saw something he never thought he'd see again. Who's going to believe that? Who wants to believe that? And even if they did, like, I don't need the end of Christmas as we know it on my conscience, for God's sake. It'd be the perfect end to a terrible week. And I know these feminist advocacy groups have been calling me, are going to say I've betrayed them, you know. Well, I'm sorry, I did my bit, yeah? I got raped. I did the paperwork, let someone else put in at the office. Blitzen. Darling, I've asked Blitzen to call off the strike. The toys will go out on Christmas Eve as scheduled, and then you can wank off, can't you? My Christmas present to you, a normal Christmas. Thank you very much. You're welcome. At the press conference tomorrow, I will announce my resignation. I will not answer any questions about lesbianism or group sex, or perhaps my attack, you know, for a change. No, I will not. And therefore Santa will undoubtedly be cleared of all the charges against him. And then I am buggering off to Florida, where I can be normal again. Do I think my decision to leave is going to make the world a better place? A place where women and children can feel safe at night? A place where this kind of thing just doesn't happen anymore? Absolutely not. Goodbye.
Safe travel, Vixen. We will miss you here in my halls and in my chambers.
What? Why never we?
Do you need to ask?
Thus concludes this proceeding. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending tonight. Ponder what you have heard and consider it very well before passing any judgment.
Reindeer rise.
A happy Christmas to all, and to all good night. Vixen. Hamlet. Dancer.
Thank you all so much for coming tonight. This is the last performance of the 4th show of the Bat's first season, the last performance of the year. It has been an absolute amazing pleasure working with this amazing group of actors. And we must also please, I call forth our amazing makeup crew, Nicole. And Isabel. As you can imagine, it's been quite a journey doing these makeups. And also we must thank Pascal, Les Chateaux de Pascal, for giving us this amazing space to work in. If you enjoyed the wine, please come back. And also like us on Facebook, The Bat Bogota Anglo Theater. We have many amazing and really fun things planned for 2016. Contact us through the Facebook page. I hope to launch the website early next year. But in the meantime, please, let's thank the actors again. Thank you. And I have just a little token of my appreciation to each of the actors. Dasher. Calling Dasher. Hollywood. Oh, your reindeer fell. Sorry, you're taking I'll get one for you. Oh, all of them are. Sorry. Comic. Connor. And of course, the elves, Orkelman. Tori! Isabel. And of course, Holly! Hey, we have a bag of reindeer. Please, thank them again. Very, very happy holidays. And please look for us in 2016. And you're welcome to stay. I think some wine is still being served if you'd like to have a glass before you head out for the evening. Thank you very much and have a great night.
Thank you.